Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, my brother?
I'm fine. You?
I'm good, on you?
Very well, thank you. Good morning, Azeez.
Good morning.
Yeah,
How's everything?
bless God, bro.
Thank you. So I'm just we shouldn't take too long today. I'm just going to show you guys what you guys can work on for your final project assignment. I'm trying to find the web files. Wait. Okay, I found it. I download it. Yeah. So I guess it's probably just going to be yours. So just give me a second. Good morning, Obio. How are you? Yeah. So once I'm for the final project, I'm thinking what you guys are going to do, and this you guys have to work on it by yourself. Obviously, you can use any tool like Claude that you want to work on it, but you have to pretty much work on everything by yourself. And the project is going to be a combination of the Docker. So to complete it, you use Docker, um, your regular AWS infrastructure, three-tier architecture, and Kubernetes. So it'll be Docker, Terraform, module. So use Terraform module to deploy your AWS infrastructure, and you are deploying it on Kubernetes, EKS. So, and everything will be fully automated. There won't be any manual part on it. You have to build your image. You don't necessarily have to build your image with Terraform, but build your image, push it to ECR, then create your Terraform document and apply, then push it to ECR. So let me just download this thing and I can explain. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is what I was saying. There'll be another application, not the one that I've given you guys before. So it's a new application. It would be deployed on AWS. So you use Terraform module, Docker, and EKS, right? And pretty much the objective is to deploy the application on AWS using Terraform module. Like I said, Docker for containerization and AWS EKS. The kind of like the application overview is the application is another twist to it is the application is written in Node.js. So it is not the typical PHP application we've been deploying. So the application is in Node.js. And other than that, but it's the same concept, the same process as your PHP. Other than that, you will have your database. Container runtime would be Docker, right? You write your Docker file to deploy the application, then you push it to ECR, then you deploy your application in EKS, and your infrastructure will be Terraform module, using Terraform module. All right, so here kind of like your implementation, your Terraform part would be your networking, all right, your VPC, your public and private subnets, right? Your public and private subnets, NAT gateway, route table, and so on. Then your EKS. This one is just tags, so just make sure you're tagging them properly. You can probably just say tags. Oh, just remove that one. All right. So your security groups, Docker image, right? Your Kubernetes deployment. So remember your Kubernetes deployment, you're going to have the secret provider class file, the deployment file, your service file, right? Then you apply your manifest file using Kubernetes, right? And your verification, right? So I kind of like the final thing you are going to submit. So all your probably your verification is just so this is just Terraform verification, like formatting all your how you can format all your syntax to just make sure everything looks properly. EKS verification, right? Once you deploy everything, things you can check to see if your nodes is ready, your pod is ready, and all that stuff. And submission, this is the submission part. So just show you like your Terraform initialization, Terraform apply, your project folder structure, and AWS console resources, kind of like you guys did for the other project. Kubernetes output, right? If when you run those Kubernetes command, showing your pods and other stuff that is running, and you're running application access on the internet, then you can pretty much clean up all your resources. So that's pretty much it. So I feel like this now combines all the things, everything we've worked on with a little bit twist to it. So you have to, well, not really a twist because there's nothing in here that is new. Everything is things we've done. But I don't want you guys to um I don't want you guys to just be able to duplicate what you've already done before. I want you to still be able to think through the project, how if you are assigned something like this, how you are going to be able to solve it. And I guarantee you, if you can work on this and pretty much deploy the application, you should just put your application out there and start applying because you are ready. And if you can walk through it too, it doesn't mean anything. It just will show you areas where you have knowledge gap that you need to address, right? So that's all it's going to show you. But this covers pretty much everything we've been doing from since November till now. So does anyone have any question?
So what will be the model for submission? Is this your email or through what?
It would be the same. I'll create a folder that you guys can submit it in, just like you did for the other assignment. Let me even do it now. New folder. Final project submission. Okay. There will be a folder just like the other one that you guys just submit your assignment in. I'll send you guys all the link now, and that's it. You guys can just start working on it. I've worked on this project, so pretty much everything I have in here is something I've done, right? Then, so it's definitely doable. And also, if you have the independence to pretty much however you want to solve it. The main thing is just the main thing is just whatever you deploy needs to be in those three resources. It needs to be in deploy with Terraform module. It needs to be deployed with Docker and EKS. And everything needs to be done fully automated. So no manual part. Think it. All right. All right. So
Yes, Azeez. Okay. You're talking about the writing the Docker file with Node.js, right? Is that what you
yes,
said?
yes, Node.js. Yes.
Mm, okay. What I want to ask, like how you were giving us reference files and codes, are you giving that to us or we're going to find it from somewhere or what?
Now I'm not giving you guys reference files, so you will create your own files yourself, right? So you can use the reference file as an example, the ones from the project. So there's nothing really changing except for the concept is the same. If you are writing an application that is a Docker file that is deploying Node.js, you just writing your codes to you're writing your Docker file to install Node.js, right? It would be the same exact concept as the other one, except for in the other one we'll be installing PHP. You just have to do a research on if I need to install Node.js. First start with an EC2 instance, right? How do I install a Node.js application on an EC2 instance? What dependencies do I need? Like what softwares do I need to install? So once you go on the EC2 instance, launch an EC2 instance, whatever commands you find, run that command on it. If those commands work, then write it down. You first need your list of commands, the steps you will use to install the application on an EC2 instance, right? Once you have all those commands, you can now write those commands in Docker, in a Docker file format to build your Docker image. So there's going to be a lot of research and work you have to do, but part of the that's part of the goal for completing the entire since what we've been doing from November till now. So you have to think independently how you are going to solve it. Trust me, it's very doable and it's pretty much there's nothing new other than the fact that the application I'm giving you is Node.js. But the same way you we wrote the Docker file for the PHP is the same concept you use to write the Docker file for the Node.js. The Node.js one is actually much straightforward than the Docker one, than the PHP one, because the PHP one, you have to install different things. You just need to figure out the commands to install. What if you are installing Node.js, what dependencies does my server need? Install it, right? Where does my application code needs to go on the server, right? Another thing is you're using GitHub, you're gonna have a GitHub repository, all that stuff. So it's the same concept. Right. me delete that one.
Um, but we don't have a deadline for this project, right?
No deadline.
All right.
But I'll give you guys maybe like a what's today? I mean, we can meet back up. I can give you guys 4 weeks, so that's making it a month. Then we
This
can
4 week is small.
4 weeks is more.
Believe me, my friend.
That's a lot. For 4 weeks is okay.
It's okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I think hey,
four
look,
weeks is good. I mean, so
I
that we
think
can.
for I think 4 weeks is because John, these are things you guys just don't be intimidated by just like the first time you're hearing about the project, right?
Okay.
It's nothing new that I'm giving you guys. It's everything you've done before,
Okay.
right? It's just it's everything you've done before. It's just now with some new, obviously, the the Terraform part,
Mm-hmm.
the Terraform module part, and deploying it in EKS. We haven't done that, but it will be the same thing up to, for example, to deploy EKS, right? You create your infrastructure all the way to your RDS, your EKS cluster. Then once you create your EKS cluster, all that stuff you do it with Terraform. Then once you create your EKS cluster, we went on the cluster and we ran the commands, the deployment command, the service command to deploy those services on the EKS, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing you have to do. Once you use Terraform, then figure out what's the best way to use Terraform to run my commands, my EKS commands. I feel like that's one of the places you will have the most work to do. And it's not because it's difficult to do, but you have to figure out, okay, how will I structure my Terraform so that way I can run my EKS command it will run my EKS command after Terraform apply. So we can meet in 4 weeks and see where you guys are. And if you guys need more time, we can visit it
Um,
after that. But honestly, there's nothing new in it. It does force you to think.
Um, is right? But because actually working on it like my because before doing the Terraform project, I was like working on Terraform. So currently, Seth, I'm using modules to deploy an application to EKS using Terraform. So I'm good in that part.
Perfect. Perfect. So that, if you're already doing that, right? So this should be uh honestly I don't know why maybe I think I need to have Adobe on for this thing to work. It's so very annoying. That's a second, guys. I'm trying to save it to PDF, so if you guys can. Otherwise, just yeah. But anyway, maybe I'll just give you guys this doc. If you don't have Microsoft Word, you should be able to you can open it with Google Docs. That one is free. So just import it into Google Docs and open it. All right. So let me create the folder and I'll just put everything in. So in the meantime, does anyone have any question? You know what, let me call it. So it's something that forces you to think. So don't just um take it, and I think you guys will be fine, honestly.
Aziz,
Yes, sir.
this quick question.
Mhm.
The CI/CD pipeline that we did the last time,
Mm-hmm.
let's say in an interview question.
uh, we are asked to discuss about it.
Mhm.
At what point can you start discussing it, or what 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 are some of the key things that you have to explain in that discussion? Because I see that there are some aspects of it that probably in the job environment they've already uh, let's say giving you access to, for
Yeah.
instance. So I maybe we have to cut off those areas.
Yes. I understand. So, the final project is just when you, if you try to use it, I mean, the CI/CD project, if you try to use it and explain it, just only, just explain the project on a high level. You don't have to go into the details of what's in there. Let me see if I can find it and I'll explain. So where's the on my folder? All right. Think that one was. I don't have the Terraform module Python. I think it's this one. Yeah. So just explain it on the high level, right? And this is like an image you can use, right? For example, in here, infrastructure is deployed with Terraform. Then once that is done, the next job builds the Docker image. Once that is done, it builds the Docker image, scans and push. Then once it's done, it creates the tax definition. So you can explain it on a high level like this, right? Just the pipeline, what the pipeline does. If they have any questions, then they will follow back up with a question. But if I was explaining, I would just explain the pipeline. And you can even use this image like this as a reference. So that's how I will explain it. And the thing about it is, if they have any questions, they will ask you questions. So they can pick one pipeline. For example, your Terraform. So how did you, uh, if they have any specific question on Terraform, they will ask you. You understand? So this is how I will explain it.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Honestly, the most work you guys are doing is the project we are doing now is probably going to be the most work you guys would do. At work, your tasks and things you have to do, even if it's something you don't know, they are broken down into simple simple tasks. So, for example, if your company has like everything will probably be done, and if they want you to change something, they'll just tell you, okay, we are assigning this to you for this resource, change this part, or we want to add this part. For example, now in our infrastructure, it's very huge. For the government agency, which are extremely huge, there's a lot of things going on. There's code here that reference that code, even things that I still don't understand. But when I have an assignment, the assignment is only taking me to one section of that code that I just need to make a simple change. I mean, I wish it's something I can show you guys, but it's just one section of the code I need to make a simple change. Whether it's I'm adding a line, removing a line, adding a file in a repository, then testing it, right? That's all I'm doing is a simple change. But here, because we are learning, we have to do everything. So that's what I'm saying. It's good for you to go in with the overall knowledge of everything. Then once you are there, all those knowledge you have will help you. Uh, so if you think we are doing a lot, yes, we are doing a lot. and is what you need to prepare. But once you start work, it's not as hectic as all the things we have been setting up, because it's like Mr. Larry said, a lot of those things will already be set up at your job. So you just be mainly what you'll be doing is either creating new feature to part of your application you guys already have running, or modifying something on the code that already exists. All right, copy link. So I'll post it here, the link to download the project assignment stuff. The final project is right there. And wait a second. Why am I? Anyway, I think it's the Word document. Oh, I closed it. That's why. All right. Yeah. So you guys let me know if you're able to download it. So that's your final project. Copy link. Live. Yeah.
Aziz, for this project, do we have a database separately? Like, do you have a database since it's not in the folder that you sent?
The no, it will be the same thing. The database, your database will be RDS.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have an RDS instance, and
Like for the previous project where we have like MySQL files, that was named like V1.
oh yeah, all that stuff is in the code application.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything will be there. Yeah. Yeah. I believe. Let me just check. A second. So let me just check. But I think everything is in there. So you see in here, right? It would be in that's a good question. I think it should be in here, but let me just check real quick. I would get back to you.
Aziz,
Yes, go ahead.
before, okay, when you're done, please, can I share my screen and just like glance a little? You're not helping me out if I'm doing the right track about the Terraform EKS project. Just like, not like you're telling me anything, just like, just see what I'm doing.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me check my AWS account. I just want to make sure that the okay. That's true. Thank you for telling me. SQL spell. I may be missing it, but I'll add it here. I also added in the okay. Yeah, Kilby, you're right. I've had the SQL file as well. I think it's somewhere in the project thing, but if just in case if you guys don't see it there, I've added to the to the project thing. So you guys can.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right,
This
you can
link,
just a second. Uh yeah, let me paste the link again. Yeah.
then you need access, Saturday.
Okay. Try now. Okay, you can share your screen now.
Okay, Azeez. I'll do that now. Screen should I? Okay, desktop one. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay,
can.
yeah, this is what I was working on. So I just created the VPC as a the the VPC part of it, right? So
Yeah, that's right. So it's the same thing we've done, right? You will create your infrastructure,
mhm,
right? So whatever your infrastructure need, your VPC, um, RDS, all that stuff. So all that part is still the same exact thing you've done with the Terraform module. So that is actually the same exact thing as Terraform module, right?
okay.
Then you will now create your and still this Terraform, you will now use Terraform to create your EKS cluster.
Yeah, I'm about creating it as well, like, but I've not like I
Yeah.
think I'll start that today.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So you create your AKS cluster.
All
So
right,
I don't
sir.
even care if you however you guys do it, but use Terraform module format, but you can create it in whatever way.
Order. Okay.
Other yes. So you create your AKS cluster. So once everything is done, you'll be able to see your infrastructure in AWS, right? The
Okay.
only other part now is the building your Docker image, right? The
Mm,
other Docker image I told you guys it would be a Node.js application. So instead of PHP, you just figure out how to install a Node.js application, right?
okay.
But it's
Okay.
still the same concept as the other one. Then after that is deploying your application on EKS, which is running those commands.
Okay.
You can pretty much still use the same manifest file because it's going to be the same thing.
Mm,
But just figuring out how to deploy it in with Terraform. You have to break it down into different steps. Like I like how you're doing that. The first part, don't worry about deploying anything at this point. The
yeah.
first thing you are trying to do is create your infrastructure in AWS
Yeah, that's what
using
I was first doing here
using
before
the
installing the
Terraform module. Exactly. Then once you have your infrastructure up all the way to your EKS cluster, then you can now figure out, okay, how do I do my deployment? Then you can tackle the Docker part next.
Okay,
Okay, I
sir.
want to create a Docker image that I'm installing all these things in. Once you are done with the Docker, you push it to ECR, then you
Mm-hmm.
can now figure out the Kubernetes part. And
Right.
the first time you run it, you can to even test it, you can run it manually to see if everything works. I'm talking about your EKS deployment. Run the deployment from your computer. Once everything works, then just figure out how you will incorporate that into your Terraform code.
Okay, sir.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So, yeah, I think you're on the right part.
Sorry, Aziz. So the Docker part. So the base image is it going to be the Node.js or
Oh no, you can use Amazon Linux 2023 as your base image.
okay? Now when I install Node.js on it, by the time we get
Exactly,
into the container,
exactly,
okay,
exactly. Or
okay,
that's how I did it. But if you want to, it might probably even be better to use a Node.js, right? I like using Amazon Linux because that's what I'm familiar with. And
okay.
I'll
So
install my application on it, but you could use a Node.js application, which will probably already come with everything already installed. So the
so in that
thing
case,
you would have
you
to
don't have to install anything.
exactly, and
Okay,
you will just probably figure out how how to get your application on it, your application code on it, where it needs to be on zip and all that stuff. You have to figure that out, right? But as far as for like the dependencies, you probably won't have to do anything. So yes, you probably figure out which Node.js application Node.js image you can use that already covers the dependencies that your application needs.
With
So
Node.js is more an advantage than using Amazon this thing because you already have your independence in it.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think yeah, if you guys want to go that route, you can do it. I like using Amazon Linux, but
Yeah, we can. It depends on. So in terms of security now, which of them is more secure? I mean, if we look at the
both
size.
is secure. I mean, there's no, both is secure.
Okay.
Yeah, both will be fine because any image you are using on Docker Hub is a good image you can start with. It's not like these are official image from the different entities. Like if you use the Amazon one, that is the official image from AWS. So it's not an image someone created. And if you use the Node.js one, it will be an official image from Node. It wouldn't be like, because you know anybody can create an image and post it that you can use, but these are official image from these entities. So it will still be a secure image. It wouldn't be,
Cool. Thanks.
no problem. And if I find any other supporting document, I would add it to the drive where you guys can download it from. So yeah. And also, you know what? I'll just email you guys. Those that are, I'll email everyone on the final project with the links and everything.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I think I would I'll think it through any type of information that I can include that will help you guys. I will also include it. Um, yeah, but I'll email you guys with with the final details of everything. All right. Do you guys have any other question? This reminds me of on the last day of school when I used to go to college, everything would just be silent because everyone is ready to go home. Everyone is done for the semester. So it's been a long since November till now. It actually went longer than I expected, but it was fun working on the projects with you guys. So um, yes. So I'll get the details together, send it to you guys, and you guys can continue working on it. I'll try to do it by latest tomorrow. It would, and maybe we can either meet up on the 14th of next month or meet back up at the end of the month. Let's say give you all the way to the end of April. Uh, Honestly, I'm saying that you guys should just take it as a challenge. If you can work on it and just break it down and do it. When you start working, they will probably never give you a project like this, right? Where you are working on everything. And even if they give you a project like this, it will be spread out the same way I'm doing it. It will be different phases of maybe creating infrastructure, creating your Docker file, creating different things, right? It will be spread out. So that's how you should look at it, and you just take it as a challenge that this is an application I need to take all the things I've learned and now put it into deploying something like this. And I can guarantee you, if you can do it, even if you struggle through everything and somehow you find yourself at the end of the project, you are pretty much good to go. And if you can do all the other projects too, you are fine. But I want you to be able to take your knowledge from the other projects and use it to complete this one. All right. Do you guys have any other question? Samuel, you're welcome. Okay, if you guys don't have any other question, that's pretty much it for today. I'll probably use the rest of the time to work on the details, and I'll try to include more details. Maybe what I'll do is I'll give you guys more structure than maybe what I'll do is I would give you guys some structure on the steps, like where you can start and where pretty much the step by step of things you need to do. Not without telling you exactly the what you need to do, but just guiding you through it.
Just like
Uh,
a hint.
yes, I will. Yeah, I will try to make it a little bit more straightforward. Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you
I
very
Aziz,
will. I
Aziz, I
will.
called you last week.
Aziz,
You
let
didn't
me share
pick.
my screen quickly. I want to show you something.
Okay.
But finish first.
I
Mr.
called
Mr.
you.
Abel,
I said I called
you
you, yes.
you called me on Slack.
I was like,
Okay. Do you want to talk after this?
that would be great. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You want to call me or you want me to call you?
Call me.
Okay.
Oh, I'll call you. It's fine. Either one. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I have more time. I think I probably would have already stepped away last week. But yeah. Now it's
It was a long day
after
that last week.
yeah, it was a very long day, yeah. So because usually once I leave here, I go try to assist my wife with the kids. Because they always just giving her tag teaming on that. So I think last week I was hearing them, so I just had to go downstairs and do and help her out. So yeah, so I think today I should be here after class so we can talk. All right, Mr. Wright, go ahead.
Let me share the screen. Right here, I work on this module, right? If you look here, the Terraform module, the VPC outpost. Now, in this data source over here, after I deploy it kept giving me this. But I had figured everything out within these files and even in the module, but it was still coming up like this. And then you said it's not a good practice to go in the repository to change anything there. So I just like this line 65. If you look in the modules outpost, I corrected it data that AWS availability zones, dot availability zones, dot names. And then for the index, that's one for the first availability zone. And then the second one, zero. The second one is one. But it still came out, like this. So that's what I wanted
Which
to show you.
which project is this? Which project is you trying to work on?
Um, I was creating the VPC module.
Okay, so go in your VPC module. No, I never said like if something is wrong with your module, yes, you have to go and fix it, right? So I never said like once you create it, I'm saying like just in general, once the code is done, in general, once the code is done, everyone just use the code from the module. But if something needs to be changed in the module, certainly they will change it, right? So the issue you're having, then go into the VPC module and just see
Yeah, feeling.
does not have count.
Mhm.
No, you can are you trying to open it? Okay, yeah, you're trying to open for. So where are you exporting that output? So let me see the output. So where's the output that's giving you the error?
Here, this one.
Okay,
This is the
availability zone. So where's in your VPC, where's the availability zone? Do you have that data? Can you go in your main? Amend that here, please. Let's keep scrolling up. Keep scrolling up. Okay, stop right there. So I think the issue is the same issue you are having the last time with your Terraform, right? Something is, did you ever fix that issue with when you had that availability zone, that stuff in your availability zone that is did you fix that issue with AWS? Did they remove it for you? They did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Data. Can you go in your EC2 console?
One second.
Data AWS availability zone, console availability zone.
Maybe so I need to look. See.
All right, so go to EC2.
One second.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Ready. Here we go.
Right. Go to scroll down here. Listen. Not on the screen itself. Scroll down. I think it usually lists your availability zone somewhere. Yeah, scroll down. Forgot how I got to it that time. Is it? They probably changed the screen again. So scroll up. Let me see. So okay, in the menus on the left, what is there? Scroll down through those menus. Let me see. I see it there. Network interface. No. Scroll up. Click instances. Let's see what will show up. No, yeah, there. I need to log into my own account to see. Just a second. Yeah, it should show it. It should be on the left side. So if you go on the EC2 dashboard, click on dashboard, scroll up and click on dashboard. All right. So on the on the right side, there should be service health. Under service health, yes, right there. Scroll down. I can see. Scroll down. All right. Okay, that's how I see. A, B, C, D, E F. Okay. A B C D E F. Okay, it is right. So something must be. Can I see your Terraform code again? All right. Go down to in the output. So you have that data AWS zone. All right. Go down. Go to the output. I think it's right, unless if your region that your VPC is being created in is just wrong. I think it's right. I think you just fixed it now, but you know what? You just fixed it after you ran the code and you add that. But I think the issue is you haven't pushed your code because that thing is still showing M.
You
You
want to look in
understand?
the GitHub repository and see?
Yeah, go in the repository.
I, I pushed it, but
Abdul, good afternoon. How are you? Yeah, I'm going to email you guys. I'm going to email everyone the assignment stuff.
this is it. I did
Okay.
pushed it. You
All
see here.
right, go in the output. All right, scroll down.
So, okay, I will say this, right? When I pushed it before, it didn't have, that's what I asked that question where you said it's not a good practice to come in here to change, rather you should change it on your local computer, fix it, right? So, because I was going back and forth and I was like, what's really going on? I couldn't figure out. But when I came in here and saw I have made a mistake here, so it was it did blah 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 zone zones and zero. The dot name was not there. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the mistake that I made. So then I added the name that names here and with the index 0 and 1. Okay. And then I went back to the Terraform, to push it from there again to see. I was just trying, to see what the problem was.
Yeah, so I mean that's right. So that's the issue. So the error you are showing me now is based on but it's not is yes, that's what I said. It's not a good practice to just make the change in the report. They don't get used to that. It's good to just make the change locally and push it, right? But that won't cause the error. If you fix it in your remote repo, then it should be there. So in your Terraform code, you probably just need to do initialize again, Terraform init, and attach so you can force it to download it again. Because it's probably still using the old code. So what is that? I think it's refresh. So just run that code again on in your repo. Just run Terraform init again. I think what is it? Is it refresh? No, not here. Run it Terraform init in the other where you are getting the error.
That's where I want to go to.
Okay.
Yeah. This is where I'm getting the error. Oh,
All right, so you have to do Terraform init. I think it's like dash dash refresh or something. Space dash dash refresh. Or either refresh or upgrade, one of those two. Try to
See
refresh.
this one?
No, try upgrade. I think it's upgrade. The upgrade or update, one of those two.
Should we do
Let me
upgrade
just
or
let me,
update?
let me just look it up. It's upgrade dash upgrade.
Terraform init dash dash upgrade.
Just dash upgrade. Not
Okay. Terraform space dash upgrade.
no, Terraform init dash upgrade, not dash dash.
This is running. Let me ask. Now that you give this command, let's say such thing had happened. How would I have known that this is the command to upgrade? Because all of the first one was kind of set. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-mm. So you're saying how would you know the command?
like, okay, we're trying this upgrade. How would I have come to the conclusion to say, oh, I need to upgrade, the Terraform? Because
I mean, it goes back to just understanding what's going on, right? If when you what is the point of Terraform init, right? What is the point of Terraform init? It is used to
we,
initialize and download your module into your project directory here. So instead of when it's referencing the module, you don't have to go all the way to the repository. It is going to use whichever one is downloading into your modules here, right? So if you change the one in the repository, um, then you will just kind of like know that you need to re-download it back into here, right? Because it will be whatever is here. I've explained this before. In that's the point of that .terraform folder that you guys see in your modules thing. In your Terraform project, anytime you run Terraform, the .terraform folder gets created. And if you look in that folder, you will see the modules that was downloaded in the modules folder in there, right? So what happens is it's just through trial and error, like people usually figure it out, right? After you spend so much time troubleshooting, that's how I figure it out, right? So the main thing is like, the module is there. And if you change anything in your repository and you are still seeing the same error, then okay, I just need to delete this module. So before I used to just delete I used to just delete the .terraform folder. So that's what some people would do. Delete the .terraform folder and run the init again. And sometimes if you paste the issue you are having or ask the issue, online, most of the time it would probably lead you to, in the form, someone will probably say, oh, I'm having the same issue with Imado, you need to do this. And it's just through trials and error, people figure it out. It's not something um it's not something you are expected to know right off the bat. You just gotta look at the error you are having, dig into, do some research into it, and usually that will lead you to the answer.
Okay.
And it's just because it's the beginning, so I don't think you should be something you should be difficult on yourself about, because it's because this issue I've had it one time when I solved it, that's how I know. And a lot of people, I've helped a lot of people resolve it, that's how I know. So what I'm trying to say is, the more you troubleshoot, the more you will build your skills. You will have the pocket of all the things you've resolved. Because once you do it one time, you will remember, right? You remember the next time. And once you solve it one time, you will always remember it. And that's how I've gotten to the point of when you had this issue, after looking at everything, I knew that was how to resolve it. It's because I've done it before. It's not because the first time I probably came across this issue, I probably was in the same boat as you trying to figure it out. But the main thing is just um, doing the research. And I think when um, and being more specific about the issue you are having, I think when you told me, okay, I didn't have it here before, then I went to change it. That's how I kind of that's how I kind of got the idea to re-download your module again, right? So the command we run will always re-download your Terraform module every single time you run Terraform in it, instead of using the one that it already stored in your local file here. So sometimes if you
Like,
feel like, hmm?
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So that would have been two ways, like you're saying. Either I would have come here to delete this and do the Terraform init, or leave this and then do the upgrade.
Exactly. So if you
Right.
do the Terraform init, after you delete that one, it will re-download everything again, right? But if you don't want to delete it, I think running the upgrade is better, because it's just one command and you don't have to go through all that delete. And the upgrade will force Terraform to go back to your repository, download everything again. But main thing I want you to know is that when Terraform is running your code, accessing your module, it is using whichever one is on your local computer here that it downloaded there. It's not copying. It will only copy it from your repository and store it here. Then it will use the one that is here. It would not use the one that is in your remote after that. Yeah. Okay.
So the other thing I
Yeah,
will
like
add to what Aziz just said is that anytime you have issue, always read the error message. Sometimes you might get an hint or an hint from the error message what the problem or what the issue is. So from there, you might be able to have an idea what to do, how to resolve it. Sometimes it kind of gives a kind of headway to where the problem lies. Then from there, you now begin to figure out how to resolve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I just kept when I changed it over there, I just kept going back and uh
Running
running
Terraform
Terraform init.
apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, but
Or
wait.
even exactly, because even if you run Terraform in it, it still wouldn't re-download it. That is honestly, that's nothing on you. That's just a limitation with Terraform module. Everyone know, people that have worked with Terraform long enough knows that. It's one of and that was how I found it. Like I had the issue long time ago and struggling with it when I was researching, and I came across that it's just one of, and back I used to just, even till now I have an habit of deleting the folder and just running it in it again, which is why I don't even remember the flag to re-download it with the upgrade one. It was only when I was teaching this session that I started using that command Terraform init upgrade, but I used to just delete the folder and run init again. So yeah, I mean, you guys, troubleshooting skills is something that will build over time, which is why I always encourage having issues and troubleshooting it. That is the only way you will build your skills of troubleshooting. Even at work, I'm telling you, 60-70% of your time when you are deploying something will troubleshoot. On my new project, they've asked me to deploy 2 things already because I just got started working. I told you guys last sprint. When I deployed something there, I had to troubleshoot. And now I'm deploying something yesterday, I had to troubleshoot again. Something is not, I'm just trying to deploy a file to the server, it's not showing up on the server, and I had to troubleshoot. But when I finally brought the issue to my coworker, and we were having screen sharing session, he was looking through what I've done. I showed him every single thing that I've done, and he said, okay. He looked at it, he's like, okay, I don't think you're doing anything wrong, and everything you've checked works so far. So he just gave me a suggestion, okay, try it this way, try it that way. And maybe I noticed this code has this, you don't have this, and you just try it that way. So troubleshooting skills is something you will build over time. And you want to have that skills going into work. Because if you get stuck at something you are doing, you don't just want to call your coworker and say, come and help me fix it. But you can call your coworker, present everything to him. This is what I've done. And he's seeing that everything checks out. Because sometimes a second set of eyes is better to help you catch things you may be missing. But that's the main point of troubleshooting. So when you guys are learning now, troubleshooting is a big part of it. That's how you will learn a lot by troubleshooting. So Mr. Wright, it's something you build over time. It just doesn't come. But the main thing is make the effort. And this to everyone, make the effort. If you have a error, try to think about it and try to see if you can get to the bottom. And I'm saying, like, if you spend more than a couple of hours and you can't figure it out, then it's good to get like a second set of eyes. There's no reason to sit on something and trying to force yourself to resolve it for more than an hour or two. Or
I'm
you don't need
telling
to
you,
sit
I
on it. You
was
don't need to sit on it for days. Because one time Yemi was having issue with his thing, and he was on that thing for days. But there was no, when I finally looked at his code, there was no issue. His code was fine. Everything is fine. The issue is that, and it was like a Linux issue where if you put special character in your RDS database password, sometimes it breaks when you are referencing it in your code to reach out to RDS. And that was the issue he was having. So, but your skills, you build it over time. Troubleshooting skills is something you build over time. Adewale, thank you. Sorry, I didn't see your comment. Thank you. Yeah, the Terraform init upgrade. Thank you. All right. Does anyone else have any question?
One quick question. You were saying something about testing. I'm not sure what was it the image or container you were saying something that we should test or something when you were trying to explain the project. You were saying something that we should test something. I didn't get that part.
So yeah, I'm saying that once you can test your image manually, right? Before you now deploy it with Terraform, right? So at least if you build your image and you test it, and a good way you can test your image is build it and deploy it in ECS and test it that way. If ECS can deploy your application and you can see it, you know your image is working, then you can now move on to Kubernetes. Because since the Kubernetes one, you are automating everything. That's why I said doing some manual tests before you deploy with Terraform would be better.
So what you meant by testing to show if the image will exit or not, is that what you mean?
Yeah, test it just to see if you can access your application
Okay.
before because you know, with the project we first deploy, let's say take the ECS, for example. We deploy the ECS project using the management console, right? Then we now deploy it using Terraform. When we deployed it in the management console, we can count that as our testing because we know if you can see your application at the end, it means the testing worked, right? and the image is working. So now if I go and use the same image to deploy with Terraform, I should get the same result. That's what I
Okay.
mean.
Okay.
So the project is going to take you guys into different things. So again, one thing I don't want you guys to always do is, unless you absolutely know what you are doing and you just say, okay, I'm going to do it this way. One thing I don't want you guys to always do is always trying to go from 1 to 10, like straight to the point. Like right now, I told you guys build it with Terraform and all that stuff, and you just start building your Terraform infrastructure and just build your build your image and deploy it in just one go. Don't do that, right? Unless you absolutely know what you are doing. It's kind of like, I don't know what to describe it to. With this one, I would approach it in different phases, right? Whether it's your building Docker image first, building your Docker image, making sure you have all the things Node.js needs to run, and putting your application where it needs to go, and testing the image and making sure the image works. So if that image is done and it works, that's one part already done. You've completed 25% of the project. Then the next part is your AWS infrastructure. So now once you do all your AWS infrastructure, you run Terraform apply, you can go in the console, you see that, okay, my VPC is there, all my route tables is where it needs to be, security groups checks out, EKS cluster is there, my node is ready, I don't see any error. That part is done. So now the third part is just focusing on how am I going to deploy my Kubernetes application, right? Then you work on your manifest file, and that will be the last part of it, right? So before you even do that, the Kubernetes manifest deployment, right? You've used Terraform to deploy your infrastructure. You've used Docker to build your image. You can run your manifest files manually, the way we run that EKSCTL deploy, do the deployment file manually. And if all that stuff checks out and you can see your application, now come back, destroy everything, reapply your infrastructure again, now figure out how to now do it with Terraform. So that deployment file would deploy. So it's going to be in different phases and it's going to take you guys through different skills that you've learned, and it's going to require work. Trust me. And that's how I want you guys to look at it. So there will be, yes, the
So
best way to
basically,
do it is there will be manual testing. You have to test stuff. You're just not going to deploy it with Terraform and you're not seeing your application. Then you will say, oh, I'm not seeing my application. How do I go from here? You have to test everything first before, then you now put everything together. Go ahead, sir.
so I was kind of trying to, if I'm on the same page with you, declare our resources using Terraform to create all the different infrastructure. Then from there, we get our output and use that to log SSH into the server, right? Then from there, we'll go in, create our Docker file, and from there, create our image. Is that the process you just talked about right now? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, so the way I'm saying it is you need to build your Docker image that supports Node.js application, right? You need to deploy your AWS infrastructure and you need to deploy your Kubernetes application. So those are like the three high level things you have to do, right? So your
Okay.
AWS infrastructure, once you deploy it, there's nothing to your node, you'll be able to see it in the management console, right? So you'll be able to see your AWS infrastructure, anything you deploy in the management console. So you can take whatever you need, right? For example, what I'm saying is run your Kubernetes deployment manually the first time. Is you have to go in the console, whatever information you need from the cluster, you get it, you put it into your command and you run it, right? You run your command from your computer to your cluster to see if your application would deploy on the cluster. So it's pretty much everything we've done. It's nothing. You will just have to, what I'm saying is that you just have to do some manual testing. Don't try to do everything in one go. I will either start with you can either start with the AWS infrastructure part first or the Docker part first. The Docker one, you can launch an RDS instance, launch an EC2, create all your dependencies command, launch it. You even if to create an RDS, you can create your image, then deploy it on ECS. And if it works in ECS, it will work in Kubernetes. It will work in EKS. Then you know that Docker part is done, your image is ready. Then you can move on to your AWS infrastructure. The EKS deployment will be the last one you will do because you need to have an infrastructure before you can deploy your application on it. So but I will try to figure out what I can type down and I'll send it to you guys. No, you don't need to do CI/CD pipeline, but if you want to I didn't put the CI/CD pipeline there because then maybe I should have, right? So if you want to take it a step further and now deploy it in CI/CD, you can do that as well. I probably should have done that, but I didn't. So I'm just making it just Terraform for now. And CI/CD pipeline would probably be easier. You know what? I would take that as an option. If you deploy your infrastructure, if you deploy everything and you somehow figure out to incorporate your CI, do it with CI/CD, even if your Terraform infrastructure is deployed, even if your EKS deployment is done with CI/CD, I'll take that too. I mean, that's probably what I should have done, but now I'm just left it to just Terraform alone. But if anyone wants to take it a step further and do on the CI/CD, I'll do that as well. That will actually be very good. It shows you know what you are doing if you can incorporate the CI/CD into it. And the CI/CD is not going to be anything other than this as well. It's still going to follow. It's still going to follow this. Let me share my screen. It's still going to follow this step, right? Because it will be the same thing, right? Same thing, exact same thing I'm telling you guys. You deploy your AWS infrastructure, right? Your infrastructure will have EKS, everything in it, the cluster and the node, right? Once that is done, you build your Docker image, right? And the only thing that will change is this part because you won't be using task definition or anything else because all this part is just relating to ECS. The next thing will probably be once you build your image, then you do your deployment. Maybe the next job will do your service deployment. The next job will do your actual deployment. No, you do your deployment, then you do your service, secret provider class, and service deployment, and you're done. It will probably even be easier to do it with CI/CD, honestly. At least the deployment part. So CI/CD will, if you guys want me to change it to you guys to use CI/CD, I can change it. I think it will be easier, honestly. It will
I
be
think you can
extremely.
have it as an alternative rather than changing it. So that we have idea of both. So if you can,
Okay, sure. All right, yeah. Let me just rewrite everything and I'll send to you guys in an email. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Does anyone have any question? All right, cool. I will see you guys next time. I don't know. I'll probably think of how I want to go live or anything. But once I send you guys the email, we would probably meet back up in a month. And if whoever wants to present it, even everyone on YouTube, if anyone wants to come up, present it, you can do that. All right. Well, thank you guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you so much. We'll
All
be
right, no
expecting your
problem.
call.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
Okay,
Aziz.
thank you.
No problem. Thank
We
you.
have the email by tomorrow, right? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good weekend.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll send the email to
Okay.
you guys by tomorrow.
Okay.
Will you
Thank
remember?
you.
I haven't received your email yet. I gave you my email. This is Chris. So would
Chris,
you perhaps, yeah,
can you send me your email right now in the chat?
in the chat? Yes.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
do that right away so that you have it. Mm.
And Aziz, please, sorry to bother you, but I
You
still
know
have it.
what? Let me
Okay.
do it now. I'll do it now.
Okay, sir. All right, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
And I'll spend it. Thank you, boss.
No problem. Let me just do it now. Just wait. Actually, this thing.
Okay. Okay, I'm here.
Okay, you've got my email now.
Uh, yes, Chris, I do. Let me copy it. I'll save it somewhere and I'll just check. Uh, Chris, just did you send it to me on Slack? Your email?
I did, but I just put it now on this chat here.
You've sent it to me on Slack before too.
Yes, I think so. I did, but no reaction. I didn't receive any email from you or
Oh,
any
okay.
sort of
Let me
communication.
just check.
Okay.
I don't have a Slack message from you. Anyway, I would check and I would definitely add you, but I've saved it in my notes. All right, no problem. Let me just log in here.
I just send it now again on Slack.
Okay. What's are you using a different name on Slack?
It's Chris Chimka, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay, I see. Never mind. Yeah, I see. I have it.
Okay.
Okay, I have it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll check
Okay.
for you.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Chris. All right, Captain, this is it again. Let me send it to you. I'll send it to you on Slack.
Okay, sir. I'll check.
Okay, I just sent it. So, all right. All right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you guys next time. And best of luck on everything, because sometimes when class and I don't usually see most of you anymore. So if that's the case, good luck to you, and I wish you all the best. But and whenever
Yeah.
I start the next one, if you guys see me online, feel free to join. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
I think if you let us know, we can help you advertise too, so that you can get more people. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Hi, Juliet. I didn't think you were here tonight. Good evening. Yeah, I didn't think you were here. All right. Bye, guys.
Oh, did you start this class a bit earlier? Okay, anyway.
Oh, you said, did I start? You
A bit
mean
earlier or just at 5?
we started in November.
No, no, I'm saying today. It's
Today
not
I started at 11.
normal time, right?
Yeah, the same time. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. No, okay, I
Yeah, so
didn't know.
if I'm live, it will be the same time every weekend.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I appreciate
no
it.
problem. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, Juliet. Okay, I figured because I didn't see you. And I was honestly, since I didn't put out any the YouTube thing, I didn't think anyone was going to join because it wasn't like we really have any class today anyway. So I wasn't expecting anyone to join. But good to see you again. Um, I'll send the assignment stuff to you guys and you guys can continue from there. Then the next time when people present, if you guys want to come on Zoom to present, you are more than welcome to do that. But yeah, I'll fix everything and I'll send it by this weekend. Ismail, thank you. Have a good evening, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.